Welcome to Fluency, your online English lessons.
How to succeed in an IT job interview. Welcome to English Podcast for Work and Tech, the show where you learn to speak confidently about business, technology, and your career, all in English. Today, we'll talk about something every professional faces at some point, a job interview in the IT industry. In this episode, you'll discover what questions you can expect in an IT job interview, how to answer them clearly and naturally, how to talk about your passions and development plans, and what to say if you don't know the answer. Let's get started. The IT industry is growing faster than ever. In 2025, companies around the world are hiring developers, designers, analysts, and AI experts. But here's the truth. Your technical skills are only half the story. Your communication and confidence often decide if you get the job. So let's prepare together and learn how to sound professional, calm, and impressive in your next interview. Before we start, let's look at a few useful words you'll hear today. Recruiter, the person who interviews you. Position, the job you are applying for. Strengths, what you are good at. Weaknesses, what you can still improve. Teamwork, working together with others. Problem solving, finding solutions when something goes wrong. Career growth, your professional development over time. Got them? Perfect. Let's move on. An IT interview is not only about your coding or design skills. Recruiters also want to see how you think, how you communicate, and how you work with others. Usually, there are two main parts. A technical interview, where you may write code or solve a task, and a behavioral interview, where you talk about your experience, habits, and mindset. In this episode, we'll focus on the behavioral part because that's where your English really matters. Let's go through some of the most common questions and how to answer them naturally. The first question, tell me about yourself. This question sounds simple, but it's one of the most important. Your answer should take around 1 minute and mix your experience, skills, and passion. Here's an example. I'm a front-end developer with 2 years of experience in building responsive web applications. I enjoy working with JavaScript and React, and I love creating clean, user-friendly interfaces. In my previous job, I helped improve the website speed by 30%. I'm passionate about learning new technologies and improving user experience. Short, focused, and positive, that's the key. Next question. Why do you want to work here? Recruiters want to know that you're genuinely interested in their company, not just any company. Mention something specific that shows you did your research. For example, I've been following your company for a while, and I really admire your work on AI tools for education. I like that you combine technology with real social impact. I believe I can contribute with my skills in Python and machine learning, and I'd love to grow in such an innovative environment. The next question. What are your strengths? Be confident, but stay natural. Choose 2 or 3 main strengths and give short examples. For instance, my main strengths are problem solving and communication. In my last project, I helped identify a performance issue and worked with a back-end team to fix it. I also enjoy explaining technical ideas to non-technical people. I think clear communication is very important. Now, the famous question, what are your weaknesses? Everyone gets nervous here, but don't worry. The key is to show self-awareness and improvement. You could say, I sometimes spend too much time trying to make my code perfect. Recently, I've been learning to focus more on efficiency and deadlines. I started using time tracking tools and agile methods to manage my work better. That's honest, mature, and professional. Next, Tell me about a project you're proud of. Here, you can use the STAR method: situation, task, action, result. Like this. Last year, I worked on a project to redesign the company's internal dashboard. My task was to make it more user-friendly. I analyzed feedback, created prototypes, and collaborated with developers. As a result, user satisfaction increased by 25%. Simple, structured, and memorable. Another popular question: where do you see yourself in 5 years? This one checks your vision and motivation. Example answer: I'd like to become a senior developer and maybe lead a small team. I enjoy mentoring others and sharing knowledge. I also want to stay up to date with AI technologies and continue growing as a professional. And one last question you'll always get: do you have any questions for us? Always say yes, it shows interest and curiosity. You could ask, what does success look like in this role? How does your company support employee development? What are the next steps in the recruitment process? Avoid questions about salary or holidays in the first meeting. Focus on the company and your potential contribution. Now, what if you get a question you can't answer? It happens to everyone. The secret is not to panic, just respond politely and with curiosity. Here are some great phrases to use. That's an interesting question. I haven't faced that situation yet, but here's how I would approach it. I'm not completely sure, but I believe the answer might be, I don't have experience with that technology yet, but I'm eager to learn. This shows honesty, calmness, and a growth mindset. At some point, you'll probably hear, tell me about your hobbies or interests. That's your chance to show personality. Recruiters want to know what motivates you, how you think, and what inspires you. You could say, outside of work, I enjoy learning about AI and experimenting with small projects. I also like photography. It helps me stay creative and pay attention to details. I think hobbies can inspire better problem solving at work. Even if your hobbies aren't related to tech, speak about them with enthusiasm. Passion and curiosity always sound impressive. Now, how do you make a strong final impression before leaving the interview? End with positive, confident language. Here are a few examples. I really appreciate the opportunity to interview for this role. I'm very interested in contributing to your team and learning from experienced professionals. Your company's mission to make technology accessible really inspires me. I'm confident that my skills and motivation would make me a great fit here. Your tone matters as much as your words. Speak with energy, clarity, and a smile in your voice, even in an online interview. Let's finish with a short checklist for your next interview preparation. 1. Research the company. Learn about their products, goals, and culture. 2. Review your CV and be ready to discuss your experience. 3. Practice common questions and record yourself speaking. 4. Plan your outfit and look professional, even in a remote interview. 5. Check your technology, camera, lighting, sound. And finally, stay calm and confident. Remember, an interview is not an exam. It's a conversation. Before we wrap up, here's a quick reflection. Would you feel ready for your next interview? Which question do you find the hardest? Think about how you could answer it using your own experiences and stories. Today, you learned how to speak with confidence in an IT job interview, how to present yourself, show motivation, and impress your recruiter. Practice these phrases, prepare your examples, and you'll sound natural and professional. If you enjoyed this episode, share it with a friend or colleague who's preparing for a job interview. And remember, speak smart, work smarter. Thanks for listening to English Podcast for Work and Tech. See you in the next episode.